just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right?
Welcome, everyone. You're now listening to the Say It With Your Chest podcast, and I'm yours, Mr. Lightskin Keith Sweat. Please subscribe, share, repost, comment. Okay, some platforms, comments are turned off, but again, maybe not comment. Don't focus on that part. Focus on just sharing, laughing, enjoying as much as you choose to. Also, gonna have some close friends, Patreon, maybe a little OnlyFans. We just seeing. We don't know if the ladies support the fellas on OnlyFans yet. We don't know that yet. So we still doing our research. We still in the research and development process, okay? So just stick with us. We gonna be hitting y'all with new things every episode. I don't know. Whenever we feel like it. So stay with us, stay locked in. And again, we appreciate everything. Thank you to everyone who has been reaching out, who's been communicating, who's been, telling me that they've listened. Like I said, I really do appreciate everyone. I really do appreciate the feedback. I don't care if you've heard everything that's been released, although I would like for you to catch up. Please catch up. That's why I'm only releasing once a week until you be a little more consistent. So show me that you like me. Show me that I can be added to your priority in terms of what you're watching or listening. Again, both platforms. Although YouTube rolling right now. I don't really know if I really want to go back to posting as much on social media. Don't want to lie to you. Want to be a little more honest. We say it with our chest this way. So at the end of the day, YouTube numbers going quick. The subscribers not going quick yet, but we being patient. Hey, look, new merch. You see, we wear stuff. I mean, no lie. We do this for us. One, you got to look good in your stuff. Now, look, I know I'm not Polo, but, I don't really expect people to put me on their, body like that. You know what I mean? Pause. For me, I don't mind wearing it. I like the logo of me on me. So that's custom. But there's merch out there. Them aprons coming back real soon. New colors. Spring line. Ladies colors, not just for the fellas. Aprons are unisex. But we know y'all don't be cooking like that, okay? So everybody get in the kitchen. Everybody need to be at home buying groceries, okay? Learning some recipes. Trying some new recipes. Staying out in people's restaurants, okay? Maybe saving $1 or $2. Or repurposing the money. You see what's going on out here, so be smart. Now for Black History Month, we got a special coming out. I like to incentivize people. I know people like good deals. I like good deals. I know everybody else like good deals, so I'm giving you a good deal. 39% off all Black History Month, all February. So please check me out. If you like something, get something. is on a platform that allow for everything to be smooth and trustworthy, which means you don't have to go directly through me. Okay, so tap in, please. Much appreciated. Now, I had to take that suit off. Had to. I was being a little too preachy. I didn't like how it was sounding all the way. However, we were celebrating Martin Luther King. So I'll put on a suit next time when it's needed. And a lot going on. So it might be needed soon, but not today. I do want to say, though, that, hey, bow tie season's still here. So the bow tie coming back real soon, but not the suit. Hey, I want to shout out another friend of mine, Jamie. I mentioned him a while back. You know, he been showing some love on the pod. I appreciate that. He been showing some love in just the friend department. So I really do appreciate all of that. You know, his daughter got Girl Scout cookies that she's selling. So if you need a link, let me know. Again, straight to the house, trustworthy. They charging a little bit more on the shipping, but not too much on black folk right now, okay? Black History Month coming up. Maybe we need to spend a few more dollars. You don't need to be waiting till you come out the grocery store to be able to see them kids outside that you don't know. Just saying, support somebody you know who kids selling the cookies. Don't go about it the other way. It's going to cost a little extra, but be smart about it, okay? Maybe you don't need to pay the shipping if you go direct. Y'all don't know who Jamie daughter is, so don't worry about that. That's my burden to bear. But tap in. Now, again, look, I said at one point in the first episode that I wanted to talk to my friends. You know, I wanted to reach out to those who I allow to follow me on social media a little differently. But it be some young people sometimes that don't really show you the love for real, you know. Like I said, I ask the people if they listening, some not. Not tripping though, because you learn you're not for everybody. It just, everybody don't tell you that you're not for them directly. You know, they do things indirectly to show you that they really not feeling you some of the times. And for me, I'm not the type of person that react well to that. Not that I'm always dramatic and things to that nature. I'm a little dramatic though. I'm a little light skinned. But I believe that you have to rock with who rock with you, you know. And so definitely 2025 is the year of supporting who supports you. Hey, look, I need to let people know I talk for me. I don't really care if people like it, if people want to hear it, if people ready for it. I'm saying it because it was on my heart to say what I wanted to say. You brought something to my attention. I wanted to share with you my thoughts since I'm now included in your business. That's it. Or maybe we have mutual business and I got to bring something to your attention. That's all. You know, and I don't mind it coming back. I know people don't think that, but I really don't mind it. And going forward, we not fighting over people who don't want you, who don't really want us the way we want to be wanted. You know, I'm super particular. You know, I'm getting older. You know, we don't have time to be going through the same stuff over and over and over. You know, we got to learn from these mistakes. We got to learn from these negative feelings that we experience in life. You know, we want to do better. How can we do better? What are we willing to do to be better? Now, I like to be valued. And I don't respond well when I realize that maybe things that I thought was valuable, you know, how I was contributing myself to the friendship, to the relationship, to the family ship, you know, it wasn't really being received the way that I was intended for it to be. So like I say, got to make adjustments, got to tighten up. I got to tighten up because I got feelings too, you know. And so make sure you catering to yourself a little bit in the equation. Some of y'all catering to yourself a little too much. So not too much on y'all, but you got to keep yourself in mind when you interacting with others. Hey, look, suspect challenge part 2. He think he too clean, always dressing up, always cleaning up after people. Too organized. He always got to be planning something, always got to be structured. Again, talk too much. So we already knew that. We're not going to keep saying that, or maybe we're going to keep saying that. I don't know, because we do talk a lot. Hey, we think too much. Oh, we got too much confidence. Whoo, we got too much confidence. Now, that's true. We got a little bit too much sometimes. I think you got to be self-confident, because you can't be sitting there waiting on somebody else to build you up. Because if you waiting on others to build you up, then every time some negative or some critique come your way, you don't know how to handle it. So sometimes when you're not needing it, just my advice, if you don't need it, it don't affect you the same way. If you don't like it, if you don't enjoy it as much, then it don't affect you as much. It's how much you put value into it that it hurts you or helps you. Keep that in mind. Now, suspect 2, motivated. Suspect 2, independent. Suspect a little too real. Suspect not fake. How about that? Suspect also don't share all his business. Suspect super private. And that's a thing. That's a thing I'm working on. I don't know why I'm like that. You just see in the news that even when you put some of your business out there, that people don't mean you well. I watch a lot of the celebrities. You see a lot of stuff going in the news. You see a lot of people that when they communicate some good things, and then when some other things go on, then it's not always positive reactions, not always positive feedback. Not that everything should be positive. A lot of times it's coming from people who don't mean you well. It's always some unnecessary issues or always some unnecessary commentary, you know what I mean? Not helpful commentary. And so, hey, like I say to anyone, if you don't want the feedback, don't put it out there. So I don't put it out there. Again, super private, not with those who I'm close with, though. If I'm close with you, then you might get a little bit. And it really just depends on where we at. So it is what it is. Something else I've learned as I'm getting older. I think I got Asperger's syndrome. I think, that's a part of the talking too much. I was doing some research after I've been told a few times that I have Asperger's syndrome. Never diagnosed though. So, hey, get yourself checked, I guess. I don't know. I don't believe in taking medicine unnecessarily. So, teach. But some of the signs after I did a little research, while I'm trying to figure out if they right or not, I wanted to look up to see if I had some of the symptoms. If it's true or not, you gotta check. You can't just be super defensive. Again, one, I didn't even know what it was. I thought I was just an ass. I thought that's what people were just saying, ass and burgers. I don't know. But no more cursing, so we're gonna chill on that. But hey, some of the signs, they say decreased sharing of interest with others. I got that. Like I said, I don't like sharing my business, especially with people who don't mean you well, especially with people who don't share their business with you. Like I said, I'm a 1-for-1. You got a question, I got a question. That's how I like to get down. Another sign, they say difficulty appreciating their own and others' emotions. I sympathize a smidge. I don't know. Some people want too much sympathy. Again, you need too much sometimes. I don't know. Again, you got to find somebody who's willing to give you what you need. I'm usually not the one in the sympathetic. So again, we're going to get at a half of a check. They say maintaining eye contact is another sign. I'm in between with that. I'm aware of what I do and don't do. And so I look people in the eye when it's meaningful and it makes sense, and I don't when I don't care. So again, it's a little bit more of me choosing some things, but again, it's still applicable. Again, don't be super defensive. You'll realize if it's true or not. Now, I saw this post where it said everyone who had talks too much on their report card raise their hand. And what are you doing now in your life, in your profession? You know, I don't know. I always got seeing conduct. Like, I was always getting called about talking too much. Again, they classify that as so many different things as you get older. For me, it seems like it was a little bit more not being challenged as much, but some of it is I do like to talk. So, hey, the grades was good. The talking was, acceptable. People put up with it, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm a little friendly, sometimes too friendly. Now, some people classify this as autism to some degree, and I'm not all the way caught up with all these, disorders. But at the end of the day, I think if it's somewhat applicable, it's somewhat applicable. You know what I mean? It don't have to be 100% applicable. Why everything got to be 100%? You know, it's nothing 100% in the world. So, like I said, I'm not going to be super offended because some of it is true. Some of it is close, at least. So, 50% at minimum. I don't know. But sometimes you just got to understand the critique when you're getting it. I've been noticing lately that there's a lot of kids out there, though, who seem to be on the spectrum. See, again, I'm not in people business. I'm not doing research. I'm not taking deep dives in people's social medias. I'm not watching all that, y'all. I don't care if it's people I know, or people I don't know. See, I'm going to be consistent across the board. I'm just not that nosy. Again, my viewpoint can still be the same, especially when I'm being neutral and I'm being fair. Shout out _living_Lathan. His page pops up randomly. I don't know who be liking his stuff. I don't be liking it all the way, but I've seen it. And since I've seen it, I show love. So again, shout out him. I think on his bio, he says he's somewhat autistic to some degree. It's crazy because a lot of people who are just different are super special, super talented in a lot of areas, more than regular folk, people who aren't, I guess, classified as being a little different. And so, this young guy seemed like he's in high schoolish, got a little page. He loved waffles, always taking videos with his mom and sister, family vibes. And I just start thinking all the time, I'm always indifferent about putting your business out there, and I understand how, especially being a parent, I don't know if the lady's single or not, they don't show the man. Maybe he don't want to be online like that. Maybe this a man thing, don't really want to just be always taking pictures, always recording yourself, recording every little thing. Again, what do you save for yourself? Some people do all these recordings and don't post it nowhere for real. Take pictures, don't print them out, put them in the house. Don't send them to people. Who really printing pictures these days? It's like, why are you taking so many if you're not really going to do anything but post it on social media or keep it in your phone? So I look at stuff a little too logical. That's me. That's my burden to bear. But I do like to have my memories internal. I like to reminisce that way, not always going to reflect from a visual. It's not always easy being a parent, but I always look at posting your kids a little more indifferently. And you never know how, as a parent, the things you're doing, if it's going to work out. If you're being too much of a gentle parent, or maybe you're being too hard of a parent. I've had that issue. Being a parent, 15 years now, I'm a hard parent. I'm a little more tough parent. I'm always about accountability. And so, the ladies don't like to hear that all the time. And I got a little lady and she don't be wanting to hear it none of the time. So, it is what it is a little bit. But when when you leading with love, sometimes you just got to stand on your principles and hold yourself accountable so that everything you get back don't always affect what you're trying to do, especially when you got real goals and you really got good intentions. So keep that in mind. But these kids don't always listen. So you don't really always know if you're doing right or wrong, and you really won't know till sometimes it's a little too late. So that's why you got to be super proactive. But a lot of times, I'm starting to notice the parents are starting to add themselves a little bit more into their kids' lives. Some people be dating their kids, you know. All of a sudden, we got to dress alike. We got to go out together, like, but real go out stuff, not kiddie stuff. I don't believe in taking my kid to places that's not favorable to her just because I won't go somewhere. I'm okay with being a little more patient and waiting until it's right for me. See, a lot of times parents need to make sure that they're being fulfilled just like the kids being fulfilled at the same time. And sometimes it's not for the kid. But hey, I respect the difference, but I'm super, super noticeable of some of these things as I've had to make choices. Early on, I didn't like to do too much, not for self. Because for me, it wasn't time for that. If you've done traveling in your life before having children, it's okay to take a break and then pick back up when they're at an age where they can travel a little bit better with you versus, forcing them to do some things. But I like it. I think kids need to see the world. I just kind of want them to remember what they see. I took mine to Disney World somewhere around 4 or 5, right before the price went up. But I don't think she really remember. So I might have went too early. But again, I was a little more price conscious. But again, I think they need to at least be able to walk. I need them to at least be able to help you out on some of these trips. Tell you that they need to go to the bathroom. Tell you that they're hungry. Know how to control some of the crying. Again, these are just my things. And, some of the kids, if they're different, I think you can't control everything. So as a parent, again, it makes it difficult. You having these dreams and envisions of what you're going to do or not and how things is going to play out, and don't always play out like that. Sometimes these kids turn out just like you in ways you weren't aware because you wasn't holding yourself accountable. So I don't know. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Look, again, stop making it be about you when you're trying to do things with your kids. You should be making it be a little bit more about them, in my opinion. Now, another little thing I noticed, I talk about the kid, Hungry Reese. I like his videos. I think he's funny, wholesome stuff. I think we need more of that. I think we need to see those type of things, But I did notice something. Again, not my business, but it adds to what I'm saying. He had a page himself, the kid. Of course, the family putting the page together, but the kid had his own page. And now, and it's been a while, a few months, the page is now under his mama, and she been posting herself a little bit more here and there. Again, every parent need to be getting love and appreciation. And unfortunately, you're not going to really get it from them kids the way you should, You get some love, you get some appreciation, but not like you should. And so I don't know, but it's something I notice. I tell people all the time, I am an analyst. So I notice anything that stands out that's a little different, that's odd. It's not that I'm autistic. I am particular because that's what I do for a living. So it is what it is. I also been doing that for 15 years. Not too much on me. I did want to say that, some other things I've been trying to work on within myself has been not being so much of a procrastinator. I've been trying to be better about that. Even though I'm a great planner, sometimes I do wait to the last minute. I like some of that rush. I like some of that pressure. It's going to get done. We're going to make the deadline, but I know sometimes when I always look back, it's like, dang, I could have done that a little sooner, but a lot of times you just don't be motivated. So trying to be super more aware, trying to work on that. Now, another thing I'm trying to work on, being a better father. Like I said, it's hard. They don't listen all the time. And it is what it is. You can't do it for that. You can't do it for the reaction. You want it, you deserve it, but you can't do it for that. So you really got to do it because, like I used to say, kids didn't ask to be here. You wanted them kids, or you did something to have them kids, so they here. Now they're your responsibility. Is what it is. Move forward, do the job, go to work, be responsible, prepare them for what they need to be prepared for. Like, that's it. It's not something you think about. I learned that from the ladies. Hey, ladies. Y'all just do what you got to do. Now, y'all wanted them kids, so I get it. But you don't keep asking questions. There's nothing you can change. Now, fellas, y'all need to adopt some of that. A little bit more of that, I think. A little bit more of that. I don't think overall the fellas got enough of that. It's too much on the provide, not enough of the do. The ladies provide. Well, not all ladies, but again, we all can do a little bit better. But that's why I think we got to raise these kids up right. And I keep saying it starts in church. It starts with just a foundation that's strong, that's dependable, that supports you, not you doing all the work. And I think the best place, not the perfect place, not the only place. You got some options depending on your upbringing, but I think church is great for these kids. And for me, I knew when me and her mom wasn't together no more, I knew I had to keep church consistent on my side. See, again, when you not with the other parent, you got to make sure you doing your part just like they doing their part. If they shining, you got to be shining just like them or better. But you can't be less, okay? You can't let that difference show. It could be a little different, but it can't be consistent at all, okay? So keep that in mind. It's a competition, whether you want it to be or not. Everybody judging. So you got to make sure you handling your business. It's just a thing. Everybody handle their business at work and then come home and have all these expectations. Think that everything will get done when it get done. Everybody supposed to understand, but when you at work, nobody understand. Why you think people who don't know you like that, who you haven't been knowing all your life, supposed to just be cool with you not doing some stuff some of the time? Just don't really work like that. But our mom super in church as well. Again, when you picking people, you got to make sure that y'all like-minded. They got church consistent that way, and I grew up in church, so I was like, okay, I got to make sure I got them Sundays on lock on my Sunday. Hey, look, I'm Catholic. I grew up in a Black Catholic church in New Orleans. Again, it's a little more of like a Baptist church type vibe. As I moved around, multiple states, I've not found a church similar, and so for me, my focus have been trying to find a church that supports my daughter, give her options, at minimum, like I said, be consistent with maybe what mom church provide. Again, you got to go in with standards. It's not just about you. The church I was going to when I was in Dallas, that was through a recommendation. Good people put me on to a church. I'm just checking it out. They got a lot of opportunities for the kids, you find out. Next thing you know, my kid grows into this church. She loved this church. Nice little option. They love what you bring them to. They love you. That's how it works. That's how I look at it. Well, after that, I move again. I said, dang, I got to look for another church just like that church to keep it consistent. Take some time, but eventually I find one out. With what's going on in the world these days, the church I go to, non-denominational, but they don't be promoting and talking about as much as I would like some of the Black issues, A lot of stuff be going in the world, be affecting Black folk. And they speak on some things. They're super inclusive, but not as much. I don't feel it as much as I would like, and it's unfortunate, but sometimes when you're not being fulfilled, you got to understand and determine, hey, how much of this am I willing to take? And so far it's been going good, but the way the world's moving, I need to make sure I'm weighing out all my options. So I'm going to start looking again soon. I went to church today. I wound up missing last week. I didn't tell y'all that. But The weather. Woo, the weather. But hey, I wound up missing last week. And, I told myself, although I almost missed this week, I said, nope, we're not missing this week. We're going to just go to the later service to make sure we still catch it. Because, again, we need to make sure that week is going good. And had a decent week last week, but could have been better. So how can it be better? What can you do different to help yourself be better? I did most of the same stuff outside of going to church. So again, that's how you analyze. And if it didn't go well, then now you kind of know why if you did something different. Again, keep that in mind. Nothing wrong with analyzing yourself and not telling nobody what you did. Now, shout out Louisiana again. First, St. Joseph, the Worker Church. That's the church I grew up in, Catholic Church. Shout out Marrero. St. Joe, what up? I see y'all was outside in the snow. Episode or two ago, I say, hey, Baton Rouge, you YNs can't drive? Well, we knew y'all wasn't trying to drive in that snow because y'all ain't never seen snow before like that. I remember seeing it one year. They said we wasn't gonna get it around Christmas-ish. And we got a little sprinkle. But y'all got way more than sprinkle. Y'all got some snow. And I was happy for y'all. I was really happy for y'all. Now, not too much on y'all, but y'all were cutting up. Now, I know some of y'all, y'all get out, y'all travel, but ain't nothing like it being in your yard. And a lot of y'all ain't travel with them little kids because nobody won't be traveling with them kids when they little kids. You won't travel when they get adults. When they could drink, when they could hang out, when they could participate a little bit more, spend some money after they can contribute from their job because they work. I don't know. Maybe that's my dream. But, I take mine sometimes. No, not too much on me. But, hey, y'all had a good time and y'all looked good. The people where they snow at a lot, though, they were judging y'all. And I've been away a little bit, so I was judging a little bit, too. Now, I had snow. In Georgia a week or so before y'all, 2 weeks or so before y'all. But I looked at it. I saw some of my neighbors. They were doing their thing. I said, nah. Why? I'm not getting sick for none of y'all. A lot of y'all a little too old. I saw some people taking some medicine. I'm just saying. Now, again, how did I see it? Oh, y'all was posting all y'all business. That's all I'm saying. Y'all be putting it all out there a little bit. Not everybody. I'm just saying. There be some people who share every little step, every day, a little bit. Now, just because you're on there don't mean you got to be saying something. Again, I'm not saying get off social media. Sometimes that's the best place to get the information, to stay in touch with what's going on in the world quickly. So I'm with some of that, although I'm also with, people who choose to want to take breaks. Shout out one of the homies from back home, formerly known K King. Shout out you, Jeremy. That hiatus coming up soon. Good luck with that. The no drinking you've been doing. Good luck with that. I just came from both of those things a little bit. Again, been on social media, but not talking to nobody. See, again, I had to look at it differently. I had to understand that I had to have better discipline to be able to not let it consume me as much. And sometimes you need a restart. So I did the restart, then I came back quietly. Now we back with the pod. Now we ready. Now we rolling. Hey, I hope y'all like the rollout. I really put a lot of thought into it. Shout out my cousin. He had a little comment about, my marketing video, my little advertisement for the pod, for the merch. It's just getting me back out there. That's all. It's not really for people to buy per se. Just a reintroduction of who I am. And I don't have a problem explaining that to people, but sometimes everybody ain't gonna always get it a little bit. And people got jokes. So it be your own people sometimes, but love is always there, and I appreciate the support. So like I said, feedback is always great, but when you explain, then sometimes you could really get the real help. You could really get the real feedback because now people clear. So then maybe they say, oh, okay, I like that then. I see that perspective and I like where you're going. I was looking at it from a different approach. You know what I mean? So I'm like, cool. And so conversation is healthy, especially when you're trying to grow, especially when you're independent doing everything yourself. So, I love the feedback. Keep bringing the feedback. I'm not always needing positive feedback. I like a little critique, but critique when you're watching. Critique when you done watched all of them a little bit. Go back, catch up, at least a few more, and then give me some of your feedback. Again, though, I appreciate those who have been watching and have been communicating. Now look, it been cold. You see it snowing in places that don't usually snow. And I recently got my gas bill the other day, and it was a little higher than I thought. And I had to do some reflection and some investigating, some auditing of my gas company to figure out why. Because I forgot that my heat was tied into my gas. I had to lower the heat in the house a little bit, just a little bit, so that hopefully the gas could come down just a little bit. Because I don't like being cold. I sit in the sauna every day when I go to the gym every day, but I don't mind being hot. The heat come on in the house, this way. So, but I didn't know it was tied to this gas bill at this new house. So now I know. Now I had to make some adjustments. That next bill can't be the same. Can't be the same. And then I felt like I was doing that in December, so this the December bill. So now I might get two of these bills because January been rolling. So, that heat super been on, and it been too cold to go to the gym. It been too cold to go to work. These kids' schools closing. What y'all parents gonna do? Because some of y'all like being home with y'all kids, but some of y'all don't like being home too long because a lot of y'all not prepared. A lot of y'all don't have groceries yet. A lot of y'all don't keep groceries in your house. Y'all eat out a lot. You know what I mean? And so if you can't get in your car to go places to do things last minute, you might not be able to do stuff, especially with kids who used to having a routine. Waking up at a certain time, going to bed hopefully at a certain time too, but also eating a lot. School feed them a few times. You send them with some snacks. So if you don't have something at home, you might be struggling. Again, especially if you don't cook a lot. You can cook and leave some leftovers in the fridge and, do some meal preps even for these kids. I don't know. But, hey, I don't know. Isolation ain't for everybody. Some people be locked in a little too long. Like I said, back home, they had their snow, and it seemed like they was in lockdown for about 3-4 days, almost start reminding people of COVID a little bit, so I don't know. That didn't work out well for everybody. Again, be prepared. That's all I'm going to say. Think about things, prepare yourselves, prepare the people around you to where if I got to be with you, and we can't do nothing, how we going to make it work? Can we make it work? I don't know. And if we can't, can we make some adjustments before we put in these situations? Be proactive. I just want to show some love to whatever this kid, this young middle school student that, they had out here in Georgia who allegedly, again, according to the news, you can't believe everything, shot themselves and is fighting for their life. I don't know all the details. I tried to actually look it up just because it's a school I actually passed. It's not one of Baylor's schools, but, it just make you think. Every time I see something at a school, it make me think about my kid. If you don't see kids and then you think of your kid to want to protect, to want to be more concerned, then I don't know what you're doing as a parent deep down. I'm judging. I told y'all, we judge this way. We listen, we watch, and we judge. Like, that's what we doing. I don't know. You never know what these kids are going through. You never know sometimes if how we may be gentle parenting, babying these kids, overprotecting some of these kids due to whatever they have going on, how super hyper and sensitive they can be, somewhat autistic, and how we overcompensate for some of those things as a parent who just want to protect and provide. We don't know if we're really helping and really preparing them for when we're not going to be around. Because you never know when these kids get older and they have to go out there. See, homeschooling ain't a thing. Y'all can't be home with the kids when it's snowing for too long. We know y'all not at home homeschooling. So what you gonna do to prepare your kids, no matter what difficulties you might have to worry about or differences? I don't like even saying difficulties because it's only as difficult as you make it. A lot of people be making it seem like it's difficult, and I'm not the one to judge that part. So we not judging on that. When we listening, we not judging, because it take time, and you're not given a book as a parent to know how to deal with everything. So a lot of things you gonna learn as you go. Again, but are you making the adjustments, holding yourself accountable? Another sad report. There was a shooting in Tennessee at a school. I think that was a high school. Killed himself, killed maybe 2 others. I don't know. That was a African American kid. When I see the school shootings, I don't usually think African American. Not on them type of, incidents. But I was intrigued. I did a little more research. It's crazy. He kind of said he looked up to Candace Owens and a few other people, who was a little more radical. I don't know. Again, what the parents say. I'm not blaming nobody who not at the house for influencing. I'm not blaming outside influences. Like I said, what the parents say. But I wonder what was really going on. That bullying be real. And everybody don't know how to handle it. Kids aren't communicating at home. Parents aren't asking questions. I don't always know the right question to ask at home with mine. As much as I talk, she don't talk. Maybe I don't make it as easy. That's why I said I got to be a better father to make it be even more easier. Now, for me, I don't make it be about myself. Again, the concern should be about the kid. So I'm not super worried because I know she talked to others. I've, at different points, empowered as well as gotten out of the way of relationships with other important people in her life so that she can build that rapport and so that she can have multiple people to go to. Because what if I make a man she don't want to talk to me, then she has no one if I was the only one she was coming to. So you want to make sure you're not getting in the way of these kids and you're just teaching them and giving them options. Again, options within your parameters, because you're supposed to be teaching and grooming. So if you're holding yourself accountable, then you'll be doing right. Now, hey, look, it's been tough. It's been tough being a parent for the last 15 years. Seeing everything going on in the world. Luckily, I've not had to experience too much. Some things here and there that's affected, the environment, but nothing direct. Back in my days, I remember, I was music man. I really realized when I got older, I was a nerd, okay? I really wasn't wearing glasses, so we didn't look as much as a nerd, but we were definitely nerdy. Not too nerdy, because some of the ladies liked us, but maybe they were nerdy too. Now that I think. I don't know. Maybe the nerds stuck together. Maybe so. The cool nerds. There we go. The cute, cool nerds. Yeah. That's what we were. Okay, so that's what we're sticking with. Positivity. And I was CD man. They had CDs back then. I had the radio in the car. I had the touchscreen flip out in the car. I had the 2 amps. I had the 12-inch subwoofers in the back of the trunk. It was just a time. I'm super into music. I have a super love for music. I've always had that, and it's led to a lot of other things. I actually dove a little deeper into my love for music and started DJing. I mention it here and there, not too much, but those who know. But I really have been DJing. One thing that really drove me was that just going places and not enjoying myself, not hearing things I want to hear. I was just talking about it the other day, so I'll share this little funny story. B. Terry got this funny story about me that he always brings up. It's not funny to me, but it's funny to him. So I remember going out one day after my daughter's birthday party. Playoffs. Saints was in the playoffs. I wonder if we won that yet. I don't know. But Saints was in the playoffs. I'm living in Dallas. We go out after the birthday party. Parents in town. Hey, can you watch the kid? We trying to slide. We with our friends tonight. They came, show love. They dropping the kids off. We slide. We gonna watch the game. Bunch of us go out. Music jumping. Go to little New Orleans, little ball, but in Dallas. Hey, look, sidebar. I like that when you're not in your city, the people who not from there who just like you eventually find places to join forces and unify themselves for different occasions. I like that. So we out. I go to the DJ. Now, I actually had seen this DJ before at a couple other little spots, and he supposedly was from home. So I'm like, oh, let me, you know what I mean, go say, hey. Put in a little light request. Now, at this time, I'm new. This is my first request to a DJ ever. I go, hey, look, that new Wale, Lotus Flower Bomb. My joint. I say, bro, you know, can you add that to the mix? I ain't rushing you, you know. Can you add that to the mix for your boy, please? He looked, all right. And never played my shit, you know. Nah, I didn't know nothing about tipping back there. I didn't know you could do that. It was really part of that like that. I don't know. I didn't look at it like that. I'm just trying to enjoy myself, but made sense as I got into it. Because he didn't play my stuff, okay? So, was what it was. But B-Terra talk about it all the time. You know, I got rejected. You know, making a request. Who won't hear that in no New Orleans bar? They won't hear New Orleans music. I get that. That's why I don't go to them bars no more. But I've been in the music since super young. Sung in a choir back in the day. And like I said, I was CD man back in the largest high school in Louisiana. Shout out my plug back in the day, Eric. I don't know where he at. I actually looked for him one day on social media, couldn't find him. That was my plug who got me my music, you know, and so I would make mix CDs, custom playlists, and get you your music early. So, you know, he helped me with a lot of that. Again, I guess the nerd community looked out for each other some kind of way because I paid, you know, I show love. So, you know, I just had my first gig of 2025. Now, I've had a few gigs here and there, but it's not something I promote. I do as often. Just when opportunities present itself, just when it makes sense within my schedule. Again, don't chase the bag. It's a hobby. It's an interest. It's not something to replace. You know, everybody looking for something to replace so that they don't keep doing what they went to school for, what they good at, what they've been doing most of their lives, you know, their careers, you know, in terms of their adult lives. But at the end of the day, it's hobbies. There's other ways to generate extra money from time to time, but also just to cater to some of my interests. And again, I hate going out and not all the way enjoying myself. So I had my first gig of the year and I was super pleased. I was super happy. I thought it went really well. Super diverse group. You know, it was actually pushed back a couple weeks due to the bad weather out here. You know, gave me a little more time to prepare, you know, especially with the super diverse group. But I thought I did well working in between the live band they had. You know, had a set in between and closed it out. So we didn't leave that till about 1, 2 o'clock. I was in there doing my thing. You know, I didn't care who was in there. I was still rocking and rolling. So had a good time, and a lot of people came up, showed love. A lot of people don't know me, don't look like me, because I was showing a lot of diversity in my music. Because I had heard, you know, they don't always get catered to, you know, and so I wanted to mix in some things. I had that salsa music rolling. I had that rap, you know, but I had that no cursing rap. I had that pop music. I had the latest and greatest. I had a few throwbacks, not too many, just a few. But I wanted to be current, but also having good music. And again, diverse inclusion. That's what people say we're not going to be having too much more. So I knew I wanted to be like that. And I'm diverse in terms of my listening in. My main genre these days be R&B. I be singing. Y'all not ready. I'm not ready either, but I be singing. R&B be rolling for me. Male and female. Because, again, you got to have love in your heart. And if you be in your feelings, that R&B get you out your feelings or keep you more in your feelings depending on what mood you're in. So I had a lot of business cards go out. I was advertising. Of course, I'm ready. Always have been. So got a lot of business cards. I passed out while I was DJing, but got a lot of support. Shout out Tyler. Tyler show love. Tyler listened to the pod before, the party. I found out. And Tyler came up, greeted your boy, talked about the pod, like what he been hearing lately. Engaged, talked about a couple of things I said. I appreciate that. Like I say, sometimes be the people you don't know, the people who don't look like you, who sometimes show more love. I don't know why. I think people just think they know you, so they think they know what they're going to get. I understand. Like I said, I don't think I can go keep posting on social media as much anymore because I'm super limited because I've limited myself on there because I don't allow people to have super access. I don't have that many followers on purpose. I delete people still. Even though I'm marketing and telling people to follow, I really mean I will delete for inactivity a little bit. It's multiple reasons I'm going to delete. Sometimes I get my feelings. I don't know if I ain't heard from you in a minute, I might hit the delete just because, I feel like, hey, if people really feel like they missing you, boy, they going to reach back out. I don't know. I feel like, hey, why have the follower? Because I look at the numbers a little bit, because I'm watching the subscriptions, I'm watching the views, I'm watching the listens, the analytics for the pod. And, for me, like I said earlier, I created a pod to talk to the people I allow access to my life a little bit, just in a different way. So if they don't want to listen, I got to market in different ways. And I've been marketing on YouTube, them shorts. Them shorts been getting views. Them shorts been getting views, and I don't have that many subscriptions yet. Although, hey, we trying to get 100 by March 1st. All Black History Month. That's really why the promo is coming out again. Black History Month promo, 39% off your purchase. All purchases. The whole month. You come a couple times, 39% because we're 39. So again, we claim 40. We've been claiming 40, but we not there yet. So please, just check us out. See what they got. And if you're looking for a deal, we got a deal for you. So like I said, it be people who support. And people pick and choose why they want to support or not. I was at the bowling alley talking to a few of the older ladies at the bowling alley. And we're talking about music. And we wound up talking about, what people be listening to and whatnot. And, some of the little gossip come out and this and that. People want to talk about Diddy. I don't be wanting to talk about Diddy like that. So that's light. But I do ask, hey, what people listening to, because I like that new Neil. I like, the R&B. I like that Chris Brown, y'all. So he just gave you that new Residuals video, I play the song consistently. Like, I'm a huge Chris Brown fan. He the greatest, okay? I don't care what nobody say. Better than Usher. So I'm talking to the ladies at the bowling alley, and I say, yeah, I like Neo. I like Drake. They know that. Well, they older. They don't know that. But I'm like, hey, they say Neo be in the news. I said, whoa. What that got to do with anything? You know him or something? Like, his business like that? The ladies he be talking to or something? You related? Oh, no, I don't know, but I just didn't like some things and this and that, so I ain't listening to his music no more. Again, a lot of people hearing, seeing things they don't like and making choices, But what I've been noticing in my analytics through a bunch of people, including them, people not consistent. People not consistent across the board. They picking and choosing because nobody 100%. And some people who not 100%, which is everybody, you really like. You like a lot more stuff than you don't like. And therefore, when they do something, you either mad and it's easy for you to cut them off, or you're not as mad and it don't bother you as much. So you picking and choosing. My thing is cool. Just be quiet. Pick and choose quietly. Don't be out here defending nothing. The latest shit that said nothing about, she ain't listening. You know what I mean? Because when I follow back up, say, oh, you still listening to R. Kelly? You still step in the name of love? What you doing? She said, I don't really do that, but if I'm around and they be doing that, I be tapping a little bit. I'll be bobbing a little bit because he spoke to your heart and soul. He had some of the best music ever made. I'm gonna tell you the truth out here. I might not condone his actions, but he is one of the best artists to ever come out in life. Now look, in other music news real quick, Bruno Mars, Sexy Red, I don't think we needed that. Sorry. But again, people really do be trying to capitalize off of each other, or make phone calls and say, hey, I think we can make some money off of this, whether it's good or not. People gonna gravitate. Let's do it. I don't know. Look like some money spent. Look like some money put behind it. I don't know. They need money. You see Spotify, UMG got a new deal. Hopefully it's something to give more money back to the artists. I think Apple did something. Everybody's starting to have better policies a little bit. People been complaining. Drake suing everybody. Again, not too much on Drake. We're not even saying too much right now. We quiet. Drake say he gonna be quiet. We gonna be quiet. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But when we come back, just know we back. I ain't even gotta say nothing. You gonna be looking for me to say something, and I ain't even gonna be saying nothing. But we back though. We gonna be back at least. Soon. Just be patient. We coming back with the rollout. You see, I was gone. Took a minute. Come back. Strong rollout. Consistency. I don't know. He need to come back with something, and when he do, it need to be a multitude of things. That's all I'm saying. Or a project. That's a multitude of songs. So, but are the artists really gonna get money or not? I don't really know. Now I like suing. Chris Brown suing. I like that. Go get your money. If you being taken advantage of, what are you willing to do about it? Some of y'all just want to complain. That's all I'm saying. Some of y'all see people doing something, knowing they doing the right thing, and you hating on that because you not willing enough to do that. A lot of people be wanting people to sit there and take it on the chin. You supposed to just deal with it. That's just how it is. That's just how it go. Hey, I don't know. I'm not sure. That's not how I'm playing. Not if that's not how I won't get down. Not if that's against my standards. But to each. And a lot of y'all don't have standards. I keep saying that. Work on having better standards. Maybe standards too low. That's why you keep accepting things you don't really like. But you got choices. You can make whatever you want. Now, Snoop Dogg, we already knew you made a choice, dog. I don't know why you made the choice, but you didn't help yourself by making that little recent video. That's all I'm going to say. Not too much on you. I took you out the rotation. I can't play you right now. I'm not going to be able to come back just because I get it. Everybody doing it now, Snoop. I ain't mad at it like that. It's just, I don't know if we could be so hypocritical. I don't know if we could sit there and take a big stance on something, do something completely opposite, and then don't address it. Don't say nothing. Don't apologize. Just be like, yeah, I did what I did. Mind your business. Like, I'm not really with that. However, it's a real thing. My mama been doing that a minute. She been saying, hey, I can change my mind whenever I want. I'm like, dang. I don't know. I don't really like to do that like that. I like to be a little more consistent. I don't like to play with people like that. Not like that for sure. But people really be moving like that. I don't know. But Snoop Dogg, that was some BS, bruh. I didn't really like that. Now, hey, look, Snoop, I get it. Probably was a lot of money. That was Soulja Boy said. It was some money, more money than everybody else can try to give. So, I know you had to think about it, but you wanted the money, or maybe it helped with some other stuff. It might have not been the money direct. It could have been the money saving indirectly, helping you out in some good favors, some good business. I'm not sure, but I don't think we should be doing it like that, because you see what's going on in the world. Trump is back, and he not playing. That's all I know. That's all I know. I see it. He back. He all the way back. Day one. He ain't easing into nothing. Day one. Executive orders. Putting his foot down. I told y'all in some of them audio episodes in the past. Again, go check your boy out. Go search. Listen to a couple things. I'm going to start sending some clips out. But I wish President Obama was a little more like Trump in terms of doing things he believed in without the approval of everybody. Not necessarily playing by the rules, especially when it's not favorable for all. Especially when you're trying to do more for people who have been done wrongly to over the years, all their lives, not equal to others. Maybe you might have, moved like this. That's what people were saying back then. At least on the second term. I get it. You tried, and they ain't make it easy. Again, some people doing things not asking for permission and just doing what they feel is right. Now, again, Trump ain't right. I don't support everything he doing. Now, I like a couple things, though. I ain't gonna hold you. I like a couple things, but not too much on the things I like, because there's more things I don't like. And guess what? He ain't really looking out for people who don't look like him. That's all I'm going to say. He not with diversity. He not with equity. He not with inclusion. FEMA, no longer. DEI, no longer. Agencies, gone. He tightened up. He said, hey, why are we spending money over that way? We could put this money somewhere else. Now, what is DEI? Like I said, diversity, equity, inclusion. Now, I'm going to give you the official definition a little bit. I did a little research because I wanted to update people so they knew a little bit more. Now, they say these are 3 different interconnected concepts. They work together to create an environment of respect and fairness. It involves initiatives promoting the equal access, opportunity, employment, and sense of belonging of underrepresented people in the workplace. Black and brown people. People who might have had family members in slavery back in the day. Stuff like that, things like that. Minorities, that's just the world we in. America, that's, not Gulf of America, all of America, U.S. of A. I'm just saying that's what it was. I know we all didn't experience it personally. And a lot of y'all, because y'all ain't experienced it, don't remember that it happened. Now, a lot of things still going on, as you can see. Not just because it's not happening to you right now. They worried about deportation. It's one thing at a time. And he's starting right there. Day one. Now he say, after I cut some of these organizations, and he going to keep doing some more, he said, while I'm at it, y'all come on back to work. Every day. Again, maybe not all of y'all. I know I got to find out. We still waiting to hear some details. We already been coming back a little bit more and tightening up in that department. So we gonna see. But I didn't already talk to a few others who coming back. Got told instantly, every day, no more work from home. So we gonna see. Decisions. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Like I said, ain't nobody really quitting their job because they can't work from home. I know it would be nice. We have gotten comfortable, but you're going to make an adjustment. You're going to go to work. And that's why I tell you, you can always make the adjustment, because you really can make the adjustment. Get out your feelings, figure it out. As soon as I heard the news, I went straight to Costco. I said, ooh, Costco got a sale, just started. About to go upgrade, get all my breakfast and lunch and more groceries so I could cook more, so I could be prepared. Because the eating out, they going up. Everything going up. Travel going up soon. I heard the airlines going up real soon. You heard it first. I'm just saying. Read an article the other day. So, hey, look, Trump said he not with inclusion. He want things to go a certain way. And that's who y'all voted for. Or y'all didn't vote, so that's who y'all voted for. Again, a lot of people coming out saying they ain't vote for Kamala. Look, Stephen, I don't really understand. I don't really understand why anybody who didn't look like her didn't vote for her. I don't understand if you wasn't a woman, you didn't vote for her, but okay. People making choices. They don't really know what they're doing. A lot of the people from the communities being deported voted for them. So I don't know. Maybe they was making it hard for the jobs. I'm not sure. Again, don't seem like people thought all this stuff through. Or maybe they did. I know Trump did because he's better prepared to minimize issues this time than he was last time. So he gonna get done what he want to get done, and we gonna have to see how it affects us. Because he made sure to pick people who gonna follow what he trying to do with no issues. So if you want to work in the government under him, you got to play by his rules a little bit more. So I'm not sure. He made his first trip to California. Again, prayers out to those still affected. There was another wildfire that popped up not too long ago in the Los Angeles nearby areas. You think it's getting better, and then bam, again. You don't know if it's being done on purpose, if it's some natural things. At the end of the day, however it's being done, those who are affected should be helped. Now, Trump over there saying, hey, they could go clean their own homes, right? I don't know. He don't mean people well. Like I said, if it's not people who look like him, and they set the man next to him who don't look like him, they have some, little exchanges of words a little bit. Not much. She trying to keep her job. She trying to be friendly again. So we gonna see. But it's just weird watching him do things and say stuff. But it's gonna be comical. But I will say it's not as funny this time around. I'm not laughing at the jokes this time. Again, I see he trying, but it's not as funny. It was always real. Too real. But it was funny and real. Now it's just real. Because it's really coming true. You got a criminal who's our president now, So hey, I don't know. Again, if you look the part, if you got the right connections, you can maybe do some things. You can get around some things. Don't think it worked for everybody. I don't know how true this is. I did hear he might be looking into removing federal taxes. Now, hey, look. I appreciate that, bro. Let me keep a few more dollars in my pocket that way. But again, you're not going to like everything. What can you understand? How can you protect yourself? How can you make more money? How can you do things to not let it affect you as much? Like I said, staying inside and staying out the way for the next 4 years or more. I saw another politician, one of his friends, somebody who looking up to him, trying to be in his good graces, talking about, oh, he should get a third term. Like I said, he gonna kind of get whatever he want, long as he making people who voted for him happy. Now, while he doing that, is he making people who don't look like him unhappy, so that they could smarten up, tighten up, come together to be able to do what's right and what's needed? Because you knew what this was gonna be if you was being honest with yourself, but you didn't care. You didn't care. So, some people really be thinking of themselves only. Now me, I've been kind of, like I said on the last episode, selling bowling shoes at the bowling alley. Not like at the bowling alley, holding out shoes and whatnot. I'm just letting people know I could get some shoes. And people kind of reaching out. So it's kind of going well. So if you bowl, if you around where I be at, I might could get you something you like for the low. I got some nice little ways. I be going about some things. Tap in. If I can't, I can't. But if I can, we might both can be helped. It's definitely gonna be cheaper than what you can get from the store if I'm getting it. Now, hey, I was at the bowling alley the other day, and on Thursdays I like to park far, but I like to take up 2 spots because old people be trying to get close to the door and they don't care where they park at. They will get in the next available space, even if it's in between 2 cars. So I'd be liking to get a little more space. People be hitting your cars, don't care. Letting the door swing out because they can't get out all easy and stuff. Again, old folks. So I was coming out after bowling and I had a little card on my windshield. I'm thinking it's some solicitor, and the card was like, hey, you park bad. Do better. I'm like, he don't even know I did that on purpose, but just know, I hope you watch the pod. I hope you learn about me a little bit more. I'm gonna be ready to see who it was so that we could have a conversation because, I want to, one, let you know why, but two, there's a lot more parking areas. And so I make sure to park a little further away. So I don't know if you did that to just be funny or you really were trying to park over there, but we're going to find a different way. And I like direct communication. I like to know who directly communicating so that I can make adjustments. I don't want no confusion. So I'll follow back up on that. But some good news. Hey, shout out Brother Gabe. Shout out Brother Devon. They really been giving some good tips in the bowl, and I've been making some good adjustments. I really appreciate the Friday League, the work they be doing on that. A lot of us guys come together. It really help us in some of our other leagues. And so really, really do appreciate that. Now, look, funny story again. We got a group chat for this league. And during MLK birthday, there was some interesting conversation. Now, sidebar. Hey, why would Sexy Red post a picture of her Martin Luther King? Now, she says she didn't make it. She just reposted it. It was all supposed to be in fun. Everybody think everything funny. Dr. Bernice King didn't. She didn't think it was funny. Not her daddy. So she said something about it. So I like that. Speak your mind up. And Sexy Red apologize. Nah, I wonder what Sexy Red's real name is, but not too much on that. You can't just be doing what you want and then saying I'm sorry. Even if it's kind of a mistake. But not too much on that. Black History Month almost. But interesting conversation in a group chat last week about not watching the inauguration. And got a little, light spicy, old people spicy a little bit, And, when I went to the bowling alley, I went and kind of talked to a couple of them who's doing the spicy talk, laughing and just joking and just letting them know I'm going to bring it up a little lightly. But, I like the banter, and it was just about saying they should boycott and somebody saying, hey, we should just pray more, and maybe boycott not going to solve. And then the response being we should do both maybe, and to some degree, he boycotted some things that he should have supported. And why can't we boycott things for him? I think you need to do what's right all the time. It don't matter if it's not done to you or not. And, you got to treat people how they treating you. But it's interesting how people disagree, But shout out Miss Carol, she was definitely standing her ground and communicating how she felt. Now, moving on. Some quick sports news. Quick sports, ladies. Quick sports. Hey, shout out the Eagles. Shout out the Chiefs. Super Bowl, New Orleans. I'm not coming. No. Y'all not about to have me spend more money to be home. So, I'm not going to be down there to be out there. Y'all not tired of going to the same places? Sorry. Anywho, not too much on home. Y'all just had a good time playing in the snow. I hope y'all not sick. I hope y'all get from under the weather by the time Super Bowl comes so y'all can enjoy yourself. Because y'all going to be outside. Y'all going to be giving them some money, supporting people who didn't allow Lil Wayne to come perform. So, I get it. But not too much on that. Hey, Chiefs. Y'all are champs. People got to put some respect on y'all name. And people got to beat y'all before they could keep talking about y'all. Y'all got a little help on this last game, but y'all played a good game, you know. You got to beat them. You got to be way better than them to beat them. You can't be a little better. Hey, Eagles. Hey, y'all won y'all game too. Shout out to y'all. Now, again, I didn't say y'all wasn't going to go to the Super Bowl, so go listen closely. I just said the way y'all did Saquon, y'all don't deserve to win. He do, though. He deserved to get the light, and that's what he been getting. A lot of shine. So I like that for him. You know, I appreciate that, all his hard work, all the things he went through with his last situation. Seemed like it played out in his favor. Seemed like he a decent dude. He been having a lot of injuries. You know, he wasn't getting paid properly. And the way he doing this thing, you know, super proud. Super proud for him. Now, hey, look, Buffalo, y'all gonna be back. Y'all gonna be back. Hey, Washington, y'all gonna be back. You know, two nice quarterbacks. Two solid teams. Everybody gonna make adjustments because people got to beat the Chiefs and the Eagles. You got to figure it out at the end of the day. And so if you can beat everybody but the ones you need to beat, you got to start building your team around making sure you can make adjustments to beat them. So we're gonna see. Now, the Eagles lost to the Chiefs last time, but not too much on that. I know you Eagles fans who listen to the pod don't want to hear that. So I'm not saying negative, saying positive. Again, I don't think y'all deserve that much positive because of what y'all did to Saquon, but I think y'all deserve to get there at least, you know, but I'm picking the Chiefs. Again, I'm not spending no money on anybody else because they just won the last two times. So they trying to three-peat. First team ever three-peat. Mahomes, second greatest quarterback of all time right now. And hey, Jalen Hurts, you ready? You know, this is your second try. You know, so you done been there. Hopefully you make some adjustments. Let's see what you can do. Hey, two black quarterbacks. I like that. Hey, look, some more Black history news. Shout out my old college, Xavier, University of Louisiana, HBCU. Our ladies basketball team just won their 18th straight game. They're the last undefeated HBCU ladies basketball team left this year. And so shout out to them. Keep doing their thing. They got another game coming up real soon. You know, I'll be keeping up. Now, I was speaking to LSU ladies. They didn't do so well. They lost their first game of the season. Now, they lost to the champs, South Carolina. So I get that. But they was undefeated, but not no more. Maybe the pressure gone and they rebuild, they figure it out. That happened previously when they won the championship. They lost to South Carolina early. And then they didn't have to beat them and was able to be prepared enough to beat everybody else. So, hey, I don't know. Now, South Carolina, they're not undefeated. So, everybody can lose. Anybody can lose. You know, so. Now, some more college real quick. Shout out Ohio State for winning college men's football championship. You know, LeBron team won, I guess. I picked Notre Dame thinking Black History Month, thinking we was going, you know, do some of that, but I should have known Trump was back in office. So, hey, is what it is what it is. So shout out to y'all. Again, I'm not gambling right now, so I'm not losing any money. My pick's about 60-40 these days, so got to get it back to about 80-20 for me to get back in there. Now, more sport news real quickly. Some more Black History Month shout outs. LeBron James. You see him. You see what we be doing. You see the high school jersey. Black History Month. 40 years old. 21st season. Billionaire. Strong father. You got two kids that you preparing, you know, for the league. One already in the league, kinda, but he looking good, looking better. He said he's building his confidence, and it's starting to show because he's doing it around like-minded people. people who kind of good like him, right? He ain't ready for the people been in the league, but he could go play with some of them people who new to the league, the younger groups, a couple years older than him. He could go play with some of them a little bit, He ain't gonna ever score 31 points until a lot of these people get out the league. So, I'm not sure, but I believe in nepotism. I believe in earning it, though. I believe LeBron earned it through all his good work, all the championships, being number one in total points scored. He also got total minutes scored, but at the end of the day, who can play 21 seasons? Only him so far. So again, most people act like, oh, I don't never want to play, but you would if you could. Most people who in the league still wishing they could get there, but they know they on the decline. And he said he might have a couple more years if he wanted to, but he don't. But he's still not telling us when he coming out. Don't worry, I done already seen him. I'm not running to see him again. I might though. I might catch it when I get the announcement. It just depends. Not in Atlanta though. Not in Atlanta. So hey, my Lakers look decent. And I agree with Anthony Davis. I think we need a center. I think we need some trades. So hopefully we do something. We made a first trade earlier. I like that. People getting a little healthier. I like that. We beat the defending champs the other day. I like that. So hey, it is what it is. Got on my green for beating them. Got on my green for the Eagles a little bit. I don't know. Not spending no money on y'all though, but not too much. Hey, look, happy birthday, Kobe Bryant. Not the biggest Kobe Bryant fan I am, but you see him. He on the wall too. But happy birthday to you. It's unfortunate, but you left a legacy, almost like you've been here double the age that you were before you left. So it's not about how long you're here, it's how impactful you're going to be while you're here and how many people you're going to reach while you're here. So, that's the goal. Should be the goal for all of us. Now, I don't know what goal there is for Golden State. Now, y'all used to want to win championships. Y'all used to believe in Steph Curry. Y'all used to believe in the pieces around Steph Curry. Now, I don't know. Now it look like y'all done made some mistakes. Now it looks like y'all should have let go of Draymond Green after he punched Jordan Poole. Now Jordan Poole ain't letting that go. Sidebar. I wouldn't let it go either. I was punched, and everybody knew about it. They saw it. So I got to get my get back, and people got to see that, or I'm not gonna get over it. So it is what it is. And Draymond, you don't get to determine when somebody gonna get over it. So figure that out too, bro. Now moving on. See, we out of sports, ladies. It wasn't that long. Super quick. Just like how y'all gonna be watching the Super Bowl. Y'all just going in for the halftime show. That's it. And then y'all going back looking for the snacks. Or going to bed early. One way or another. Now, some other things I've been watching. I'm always watching podcasts. Some of my favorite podcasts. I like Joe Budden podcast. I like Shannon Sharp podcast. He got 2 different podcasts. I like Gilbert Arenas sports podcast. And I like Mason Cam podcast. That's what I listen to. That's what keeps my attention. I'm tapped into who really out here a little bit, but I've been watching these people for a long time. And so, luckily I like people who other people like too, it seems like. People who get a lot of views, who stay in the news a lot, super popular, I guess, I used to listen to some other people, but when people not catering to your interests, why you still giving them some of your time? Like I said, sometimes I keep thinking that's my issue. Maybe I don't cater enough to people's interests, so they're not giving me their time. I get that. I respect that. That's why I ask for the feedback to see, if I can make some adjustments. It don't mean I can, but if I can, I might. I'm somewhat open to some of that. But it's going to be interesting to see, but you don't have time to give to everybody, especially if it's not making you no money. Because a lot of time it's taken away from you building your craft. And I said that previously. I had to really work on that. I had to get better at just devoting my extra time to more of working on my craft and some of my areas of interest. So, that's why you see a better rollout. You see more things coming from the pod because I've been more intentional about where I've been putting my time. That's why I'm not watching everything on TV, just some sports and some podcasts. Now, look, okay, not just some podcasts and sports. I saw the clips of the Dave Chappelle and Glorilla. Now, I told y'all I like Glorilla. I like her last album. I think it was better than that Kendrick Lamar, but not too much on that. Not too much on that. I had to play some Kendrick at the party. I didn't really want to, but I felt like it was appropriate in moments. And I only gave, like two songs. That was it. 2 songs. And I threw in that Drake and Kendrick song too. So, hey, it is what it is. I'm going to mix in what I like. And I liked them when they was friends or friendly. But is what it is. Dave Chappelle talked about a little bit of politics. He talked about diversity. He talked about people, coming together a little bit, in his own funny way. So check it out. I didn't watch all of it. Saw some of the clips. My favorite clip was the pop the balloon. I don't watch that. It seemed like they got a few different versions of people kind of doing their own concept. And he kind of made a little spoof for that. I thought that was kind of funny. But the whole thing is funny. It's weird how people would even put themselves out there on TV like that. It's super embarrassing to me. But people do anything for some money. People who I think are comfortable with the money they're making are everybody who's on Law and Order. At least the main characters, because Olivia, she keep coming back. Season 26 is back. And they off their hiatus a little bit, so we getting some episodes, Now, organized crime went away. I don't know why they took Stabler Show away. I'm not sure, but I be watching Law and Order, so that's a main thing I watch in terms of TV stuff. Now, I watched this good movie. I gotta tell y'all about it. Unstoppable. Amazon Prime, I've been telling you. See, when I cut that Netflix, it opened myself up to new opportunities as I lessen all my options. Put my intentions more to some areas where I wasn't always there consistently. Amazon Prime, I'm back. You got me quickly. Now, I saw it was there, and I wasn't really running to that at first, but I'm glad I did. Great movie. And Miss Jennifer Lopez, hey, you back, baby. Hey, you are back. I've always enjoyed your acting. And I'm not going to lie, your acting in this movie made me add you to the playlist because I knew I needed some diversity. I watched the movie and I said, I got to put some J-Lo in my Serato. So I did, and she was a hit. Some of the classics, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Her and Pitbull was rolling. But I needed some Spanish elements to my little set. So good little time, but the movie was really, really good. Really, really inspirational. About a true story. Black guy who wanted to be a wrestler, but he only had one leg. So check that out. Now I cried. I ain't gonna hold you. I did some crying. But I be super inspired because people really do be going through things to be successful. Everybody got a story. People think they the only one with a story. They think they the only ones who done been through something. Till you see somebody else done been through something a little more than you. Then it make you kind of realize that what you went through ain't really that bad. If you look at it like that. Now, some of y'all don't care and know that y'all stuff ain't that bad, but you still making it be really bad. So, hey, keep working on it, please. Keep working on it. But I like this movie a lot. And they had family issues. The mom didn't always have her stuff together. This boy was better than all the other wrestlers with 2 legs. Nobody believed in him until he made them be a believer. He had no other alternative. He was motivated. He was self-motivated. His mama had his back, but that was it. It wasn't that many people. It wasn't everybody who was around him, He had some younger siblings who looked up to him, was super inspiring to him. And what he learned later on, that he really developed a real big fan base from people learning about his story, and seeing what he could do and watching him do something that no one had did. So check it out. I really, really, really enjoyed that. Now, something else on Amazon Prime. Cuffs. New TV series. Some police type, storyline show. The guy from Top Boy was the main character in this. I thought it was really good. How the police don't utilize guns and weapons in their way of protecting the community from criminals and criminal activity. I had to do some research, look a little further. England and the nearby areas, they don't believe in guns like that. They have strict rules and requirements to obtain a gun, and it is not a right to just own a gun. It is a privilege. And so you have requirements and standards to meet and to continue to uphold to be able to hold weapons. And in the show, the police don't have weapons. They got tasers and little nightsticks and stuff like that, but they really be using their hands. They be beating up criminals a little bit. They be getting in fist fights. So I thought that was interesting. We need that in the world. Maybe we will minimize certain things. Now, I will say, them cops had to really work. They had to really like that job, because some of them get beat up. Some of these criminals get away. And the criminals out there, at least in the show, they don't really care about the law as much, because they breaking out. They doing a lot of things because they don't fear them as much. So I'm not sure. I will say in real life, though, that when you look at the statistics in a lot of the countries that don't believe in guns like we do, they don't have as many killings. So whether it's from the police or from criminals, like, they don't have as many. And so therefore, it reduces a lot of the crime. I like that. And that's what we should want to reduce. But people think they can reduce it in other ways. I don't know. But this is the world we live in. I saw ICE trying to walk into schools. They trying to walk into churches. Trump said he's taking away the restriction that they can't go in those areas to detain people. I like the logic a little bit, because I did some reading, and they said that sometimes criminals move close to those areas because they know they can't really be antagonized as much. So I'm like, okay, I don't know if it's fake news or not, but I think you got to protect church and schools. So I'm almost with some of that, but they're empowering ICE agents. And I even read another article in Mississippi that they're empowering non-ICE agents to help ICE agents and paying them to help capture people. Like, so bounty hunters and whatnot, that might be a thing. You're going to have a lot of snitching. So good luck with that. Now, okay, last on Amazon Prime, Cross. I've been watching that. I don't really remember what that was about. I think it was another detective show, but I definitely watched that a while back. Now, moving forward, I'm always talking about Abbott Elementary. It's a great show, quality, consistent, great storyline. I love the new storyline with Ava and the IT guy. She playing hard to get, kind of, sort of, but I think she messing it up. But it's good for TV. And then I also like the dynamics between Janine and Gregory. It's great that they finally, started to be together and be open about being together and stuff like that, and everybody embracing it, accepting it, But are you comfortable being with somebody you also work with? Hey, it's super tricky. Again, I don't think it's as bad if you're private. If you're private, it's okay to do what you do and be adults, but also know that when you're at work, you're at work. Now, again, everybody can't do that. And again, there's levels to some things, but they doing that on the show, and hey, you got to really like somebody a lot to do it and put up with what come with that, because they be showing some of the little jealousy here and there, but again, it's good, entertaining, super consistent show. Now, last couple of movies, Presumed Innocent, watch that. Another legal TV series, I forgot what platform, but really, really good. Check that out. Again, when you find out who did it, let me know, and we could talk about it, Now, I'm going to talk about it on the next episode anyway, just because I want to give y'all a chance to maybe catch up if y'all haven't, but it's super intriguing how it all went down. What are you going to do if you was in that situation? Now, I also watched Special Ops, The Lioness, what's Zoe last name? Zoe Saldana. Shout out to LGBTQ community. Y'all be making y'all presence felt in TV and movies. It's incorporated in everything. Super diversity, inclusion, equity. It seems. I like that. I wonder what's going to happen going forward. It's going to be interesting to see, but I like the inclusion. It was in cuffs. Like I said, it's in everything, and it's being made into the storyline a lot more. So, it's weird how people could be offended by something that don't have nothing to do with them when it's being done on TV. It's not like you seeing things that you don't want to see. You're not watching porn. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Although ladies do say men can't watch porn. Although, can ladies use toys? I'm not sure. What's the difference? Again, another question. We're going to talk about that. Maybe we say that for the first Patreon or close friends. You know what I mean? Hey, ladies, do y'all pay? Do y'all subscribe? I don't know. Do y'all have OnlyFans? I asked that already. Let me know. Do y'all do any of these things so I can see what my price point is? I'm just looking for the feedback. See what y'all paying for these days. Is it just more conversation about different type of topics? Might have a little more wine late night session of different type of conversation. But we'll see. We're going to keep figuring it out, testing the waters, see what works, see what you're supporting these days. Now, I wanted to tell you about the best show I've watched in a while. The Day of the Jackal. Really, really good. Again, more inclusion, but really, really, really good. I like how, it's based in another country. Again, England and the nearby areas be represented. And I like that it's just a different twang to our dialect. So it's not like you got to change or read captions or something like that. Not like you got to change the audio or do anything like that or read captions. I don't put captions on. So I need it to be English based. And it's in England. So, duh. But they're doing some things. They're trying. And that was a really good series. Hey, ladies. Y'all be using them kids against the men. I'm just saying, just say that real quick. But go catch it. We're gonna talk about it on the next one. Now, I didn't finish everything I'm talking about, so I'm ready to talk about. Not ongoing. I don't even mention it till I'm ready. But I just want to put you up on game. Then we come back, talk about it lightly. But Day of the Jackal, really, really good. I think the black lady got treated unfairly, but really, really good show. Now, look, before I cut Netflix, I did watch Missing You. I thought that was good. I watched the detective type show, and you got the ladies leading. I like that a lot. Female detective, real good movie. The dude from Top Boy, he made a little guest appearance in this, and look, it's crazy how people really be scamming out here. Look, sidebar, do y'all be getting extra emails? Do y'all get all these Trump emails? I ain't getting the phone calls, but my email's blowing up of all the unnecessary stuff. And I spent a few days unsubscribing, and it just feels like it's not stopping. So I don't know what to do. So give me some tips on that one. But this TV series was kind of based around a scam, but but the person being scammed a little bit was a detective. Now again, another English-based movie, as they don't really be using weapons like that. And you didn't notice it at first, but she never had a gun. So interesting, But she not scared either. So I like that, But again, the criminal's not really using guns all the way either. So it's a little different. But again, it makes it be better for waiting to see what's going to happen. So again, check that out. Again, another investigator movie I watched. Another investigator series I watched, The Madness on Netflix. Again, Netflix, just the last couple of things you got from your boy. Your prices went up, and I said, okay, I'm going to watch everything I can watch before this date expires. And I did that. I watched everything I could get so far, and then if I can't catch it on the other way, then I can't catch it. I'm going to find other things like I've been talking about to watch. Like I told you about the TV show Prison Over Purpose. You got to be able to do things even when people don't believe in you. What are you going to do when nobody believe in you? How motivated are you going to be into whatever you believe in and dream of wanting to be one day? How committed are you going to really be? A lot of people looking to be supported. And if you're not being supported, it truly impacts how you move. It impacts the decisions you make and going forward. And he wasn't impacted. He stuck with his hustles. He believed he could really touch the people. He really thought it could provide a better lifestyle for him, especially coming out of prison. So again, Prison Over Purpose, and he made a little quote. He said, you got to unniggify your thoughts, because if you're thinking 85%, 95% negative, then that's what's going to happen. I talk about positivity. I don't really like to dwell on the negativity. I like to just make the adjustments. So you have to worry about that. You have to focus on what you can control and keep working on the good things. And so I like that he was doing that. I like that he stayed true to who he was a little bit. That what made it a good movie, even though he still was scammed too. So check that one out if you haven't. Again, Amazon Prime. And what you learn, everybody got some family issues, but everybody can overcome it. And certain situations can make you be closer to each other, I want to end the episode by shouting out my sister. She just got a promotion. She doing big things. She reached out recently, letting me know that she taking some of my advice I gave her a long time ago. And look, I appreciate that. It's a long time coming, but I appreciate that. She been listening to the pod, so I'm super grateful for, whatever the relationship is, See, sometimes you just got to be cool with the journey. You ain't got to be always hoping it got to be this all the time. See, people looking to be fulfilled, not looking to go through the experience and learn through the experiences to make you be better. And then usually it just make you be even stronger with each other. But everybody not like that. People just too busy trying to have fun. So I just want to give my sister a shout out, for the love, and it's not about when you take the advice. That's not what it's for. That's not why I share the advice. That's why, I'm happy that, it was still something that she remembered. And I'm happy that she eventually came back and shared that, some things starting to, make some sense, and she gonna test it out. I tell people all the time, I'm here to just give something that you can maybe put in your pocket. Something you could save for later. Maybe it'd be helpful, maybe not. It's not to critique crazy, but everybody need to make some adjustments. Everybody could do something different. Everybody could take a step back to take a few steps forward in life, So shout out to her for doing some things, making some new moves real soon. So proud of her, love her, and so everybody show love. Again, nobody got to be perfect. You ain't got to like somebody 100%. However, what are we going to do when people start doing things to us? When people start not treating you right, what are you going to do? Are you gonna be like Tabitha Brown? Are you gonna want people to still buy your products? I bought a bunch of Tabitha Brown products. I like Target. I used to work at Target. But Target don't want to be inclusive no more. Now, super interesting. I'm shocked they took that position. I thought they would take the same position as Costco. But they didn't. They not. So what you gonna do? Because everybody wants your money. Tabitha said, it was tough. But if you don't go, you're not going to help out the black-owned businesses. Maybe you just go there and only buy the black products. So only give her your money. Only find out who else, black, I guess, who deserve it, or minority who deserve it. I'm not sure. Guess who else going to get the money, though? Target. They partners with Target. They not independent contractors. Like, they getting a piece, too. So it's business. And you get to choose who you want to do business with at the end of the day. Now, I don't know who you're going to choose. A lot of y'all not choosing yourself. Because a lot of y'all know that the people around you mean you more harm than good. And you still out here voting for them. You still out here giving them your money and your time. But listen to the pod. I appreciate all the love and the support. Thanks for tuning in. Check us out every Monday. See you next time.
I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right?